I'm over here staining this. It's coming out really nice. Check out this really dark look that's going on. Grab a sock if you guys have never stained. Go pick up some stain. Transparent if you want to see the wood grain. Solid if you don't. They make some that is non-transparent where you won't see the wood grain, but I want to see that old wood look. Look at that. And the disc that I used on my sander, the best one that took out all those little knots on that railroad tie, was this one, believe it or not. So pick up the same one, circle disc. All right, we're gonna keep going at this. Look at that, it's looking really good. So I got this railroad tie for 20 bucks from Menards. It's about 100 years old. It's got character, cracks in it, dents, all that stuff. We're gonna stain it, put it right over the fireplace. If you're not sure what color you want to use, I would always do a test sample on the back side where it's going to be mounted at to see how it's going to look. And I'm going to go really dark. This is probably not the color I'm going to use, but what I'm going to do is make it brown. I actually want it black to match my fireplace. So I'm going to go dark brown and then hit it with a black and then do a test sample where I'm going to do just black and see which one I like the best. I'm also going to try a black paint that I have here and see how that looks. Trying to figure out what I'm going to like best. We'll wait for this to dry. We're going to mount the railroad tie right under the TV but above the fireplace using lag bolts. Drill them into the studs, lining up holes on the back side of the railroad tie, pressing them in with liquid nails. Railroad tie down to my size that I want, 64 inches. I'm using a circle saw and this sliding miter saw because it's so deep that I can't get to it. But I want it to have a rough look anyway, so it'll look real good that it's not perfectly straight. I used my sander and my circle saw to smoothen out these lines to make it look more natural. I rounded off the edges here, and also I'm using a coping saw to open up these split lines so when I paint it, it'll look more natural and really pop out, because this is the side that people are gonna see. So if you're like me and you didn't like your railroad tie to have all the little tiny dings everywhere, you want it to be more natural, you can pick up one of these, get this to go at it. I just want to say for you guys who did this project because you got inspired by this, just let me know if you thought this was the hardest freaking wood you ever worked with. This stuff is tough. That took me about 30 minutes and I'm only smoothing it out. I got the front looking how I want, but smoothing out the top and bottom. So this is how it looks right now. This is the front. You guys can see how I got it real smooth. If you want it to have a shine to it, I put an epoxy glaze on this and then I'm gonna wipe it off. We did this in 6th grade wood shop and we wiped off the epoxy glaze and then the glaze was actually like stuck in the cracks and this stayed like black but gave it a little bit of a glaze. So when mounting that Mantle railroad tie right here, I've got 4 lag bolts put in right here. I've put painter's tape so I could space it out exactly where I want it. And this is just a template because I'm gonna take this and place it on the back of the railroad tie and it's gonna tell me where to drill the holes at exactly. I'm gonna go about this big, pump liquid nails into the mantle when it's straight and level, and then it's gonna glue right onto the wall. I am gonna add 2 more right here, so I'm gonna have 6 total. When you do it, you need to locate your studs. I got this all in the studs. Luckily, I was able to access it from here, but just remember, once you locate one, they're usually about 16 inches apart on new homes, and so on in old homes. You have to just figure that part out. Locate the studs. You could drill as many holes as you want back here, as long as you drill them where it's gonna be covered up with the mantle, because nobody will see it, to locate the studs. Hope that makes sense. So that's where we're at right now. The fireplace I installed is made by Modern Flames. It's a 50-inch slimline. It's about 4 inches in depth. And if you learned anything about this video or got inspired, hit that like button. That really helps me out. Thanks for watching.